Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie, and if you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click that button down below and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Also, please don't forget to click that bell and turn on your post notifications so you get notified of any future videos. Alright you guys, so today I'm going to be doing a really pretty pink glam. I am going out for dinner and drinks, so that is the idea for today's look. I am going to be going in with the Anastasia and Amrezy palette. I was going through my drawer and I was like, this is going to be the perfect palette to use today, so let's do this. I am going to start off by doing my brows and also going in and prepping the eyes, so let me do that real quick. Alright you guys, so now that I'm done filling in my brows and also prepping the eyes and setting them, I'm going to jump into the palette. So again, I am going to be using the Amrezy and Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. And I'm going to start off with a little bit of OG, which is this shade right here. I am going to be applying this in the crease and also the transition area. I'm going to be using the Sigma Taper Blending E40 brush. I'm going to grab a little bit of that, tap off the shadow, of course. And I'm just going to start going back and forth in windshield wiper motion, bringing it all the way towards like the inner corner, like this. Alright, so that is what one eye is looking like. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. You're just going to tap off again whatever's on the brush, and you're going to continue on and do the same thing. Now I'm just going to grab this brush right here. This one is the Morphe and Ariel collab. This is the A11. And I'm just going to grab this brush to blend out that shade I applied in the crease and the transition area. Just want to soften that up. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to be grabbing the Morphe M507 brush. I'm going to go in with a little bit of New Yorker, which is this one here. And I'm just going to start blending it out on the outer V, but also applying it into the crease. Alright, so now I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to grab this one right here. This one is the Morphe M506, and I'm going to use this brush to create more depth. So I'm going to be going in with the shade 1988, which is a darker, chocolatier looking brown. And now I'm going to be sticking that brush in the crease, just like that. Add as much as you feel like is necessary to create that depth. Now grabbing that M507 from Morphe again, I'm going to grab a little bit of New Yorker and OG, mix those two together, and go back in to the crease, blending that out. I'm going to be grabbing the Morphe and Ariel brush once again, and I'm just going to blend everything out just like this. Alright, so now I'm going to switch brushes once again. I'm going to be going in with the A29 from the Morphe and Ariel brush set, and I'm going to be grabbing a little bit of Resi, which is this beautiful hot glittery pink, and I'm just going to start by applying that right here on the center of the eye, just like that. Oh, that looks so pretty. Look at that. You see that? You could definitely go in and intensify it, but I think that looks really good for me right now. I am going to be switching brushes, grabbing the Morphe M421 brush, and I'm going to go in with Barb's, which is this shade right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this one right here. And I'm going to be applying that right on the inner corner part, whatever's remaining, right there. Oh, that looks so pretty. I like that. But you know what? I feel like it's missing something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with Resi and that brush that I used it with originally. And I'm just going to apply that right on the inner corner as well. I'm just going to lay that color throughout the lid instead. And that looks a hell of a lot better. Looks so pretty. And I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab the Morphe M507 brush and I'm going to go in with 1988. I'm just going to apply that right here on the outer V, blending it into the crease, but also blending it in the outer V just like that. And then bringing it into the inner corner. Going in the outer V, blending whatever's on the brush onto the outer V and into the crease towards the inner corner, just like that. I'm going to be grabbing this right here. This is the Sigma Shader Inner Corner E46 brush, and I am going to be using this shade Anastasia, which is this one here, next to Resi. And I'm going to apply that right on the inner corner and a little bit onto the lid. There you go. You can also go in and spray it just to get more pigment if you want, but I think mine is pretty good right now. If I want to do that after, I'll do so, but I think I'm good right now. And yeah, that's that. I am going to be grabbing this brush here. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH43 brush. It's like a flat head brush. So I'm going to be grabbing 1988, stamping my brush right in there, tapping it off, and then I'm just going to start lining the lash line. Alright guys, so right now what I'm going to do is I am going to clean off this fallout. I am going to apply some lashes off camera and then I'll be back to continue on with the rest of the makeup. Alright you guys, so I'm back. I finished applying some lashes. As you can see, these are the e.l.f. in the style Drama Queen. These are the faux mink lashes, by the way. Now I'm going to go in with face primer. I'm going to be going in with this one right here. This one is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. It is very similar to the Milk Makeup Primer and I love it because it's so much more affordable and it honestly does the same thing and it's the same color. So you really won't notice the difference, and I really like this because the foundation, any foundation that I use, it could be a skin tint, a tinted moisturizer, whatever you decide you want to go in with for the day and use this primer, I am telling you that it is going to adhere, stay in place, and it's not going to budge. It's just gonna last all day. Alright, so for foundation, I'm going to be going in with the Anastasia Luminous Foundation, which is this one here. This one is in the shade 340C, and I'm just going to apply this directly onto my skin. I'm going to go in with a brush first. This is the IT Cosmetics All Over brush, and I love this brush. I go back and forth with whatever whatever tools I use. So I found this when I was cleaning my stuff and I was like, you know what? I should use it in today's video. And it just blends out your foundation so nicely. And it gives you really good coverage, this foundation, which is nice. Feels very comfortable. Makes your skin look nice and luminous. And if you want more coverage, you can always go in with more. or you can just go in with some concealer for that additional coverage, which is what I normally do. So, but look at that. I love this. It's so pretty on the skin. Very, very nice. You see that luminosity? You see that? Looks so good. I love it. And I'm just going to add a little bit more to the forehead. I also, once I'm done blending out with the foundation brush, I like to go in with a sponge just to make sure there are no harsh lines or anything like that, you know, like streaks from the brush. But honestly, this brush doesn't really leave any streaks, but it's a habit. When I use a brush, I do go in with a sponge just in case. And also what I love about this brush is that the other side is more of like a precision, which you can use for your concealer underneath. But I also like this because I go right in the center to blend out foundation in between the brows, because this side is a lot bigger compared to this side. So if I go over here, I'm going to mess up my brows, which I've done in the past many times. So I always like to go in with this side and just blend it out. I don't put too much foundation over here anyway, but I like the fact that this side is double-sided and it's small enough to get in this little precise areas. For concealer, I'm going to be going in with this one right here. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Warm Beige. This is one of my favorites. If I don't go in with the Tarte Shape Tape, I like to go in with this one. And the difference between this one and that one is that this one feels a lot creamier and more hydrating, and I really do love this one. So I'm just gonna apply that right here on the bridge. I'm also going to do my little right there, my little thing in the middle of my brows. And I'm gonna go in with my sponge, of course. This is the e.l.f. sponge. I'm just gonna blend out my concealer. Now for cream bronzer, I'm going to be going in with this foundation stick from Makeup Revolution. This one's in the shade F13. This is amazing, you guys. It's so good, so easy to use, and so affordable. And honestly, you guys, it's the best shade. I love it. And they have a lot of shades also, so that's really good. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M164, and I'm just grabbing some of this directly from the applicator. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend it out in the back of my hands, and I'm just going to start shaping my nose and contouring it just like that. Just outline it from the brow down to the tip of the nose, just like that. And if you need more, you grab some more, blend it out on the back of your hand, and done. Make that little shape on the nose, and that is that. Then what I've been doing is, again, using the same brush and just angling it like that, and just applying it where I usually apply my cream bronzer. See that? Nothing to it. And I also put it on the forehead, just like that. I can also blend it downwards. See that? Also go in and contour my lips to make them look a little bigger. With this brush, this is the Morphe Ariel A58 brush. I love this brush for cream or for powders, for blush. It's a really great brush. So I'm just going to start blending it out, also go upwards like that. I don't want to bring it down, so I'm just going to blend and move the product up like that. And that's just softening it up. As you can see, it's really, really nice. And then I'm just going to do the forehead as well. I'm going to blend that out. Okay, so now the next step is to set my under eye. I am going to go back in with the sponge and just go over the under eye. Make sure there are no creases or anything like that, because I don't want to set the creases. I want to make sure I set everything nice and smooth. You see that? So you gotta go into that. And I am going to be using the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. And I'm also going to be using my Real Techniques setting brush, which is the one I like to use on, on a regular. So I'm just gonna grab that underneath the eye and on the sides of the nose, of course. And now whatever's left on the cap, I'm gonna go in with a large powder brush and just apply the translucent powder all over, just to make sure everything is set. See that? For bronzer, I'm going to be grabbing the Morphe Ariel brush. This is the A3.2 and the MAC Give Me Sun Mineralized Skin Finish. Alright, so jumping back into the eyes, I am going to be grabbing the Morphe M507, and I am going to be going in with a little bit of OG and New Yorker. I'm going to mix them both together, and I'm just going to start blending the lower lash line. Going back in with this brush right here, this is the Morphe JH43 from the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe collab, and I'm just going to line the lower lash line as well. I'm going to be grabbing the Sigma Shader Inner Corner E46 brush once again, and I'm going to be going in with Anastasia again, just applying a little bit more of that shade on the inner corner to make it pop. I'm also going to apply the shade on the brow bone with the same brush. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with blush. This is the Tarte Blush Bazaar Amazonian Clay Blush Palette. And I'm going to be going in with the blush brush from Real Techniques. And I'm going to be using Exhilarating, which is this really pretty pink. I feel like it's going to look beautiful with the eye look. So just grabbing some of that. And these are super duper pigmented, so be very, very careful with these Tarte blushes. And I'm just going to apply this right here by the bronzer on the high points, going up that way, but also applying it on the apple, going up like that. Okay, gonna add a little more. I've been really enjoying blush, so especially during the summertime, it's been really nice. I like to go in with creams a lot, but sometimes I forget, but then I can always go in with some powder blush and just, work with that. And now I'm going to go in with some highlighter. I'm going to be going in with the one from the same palette. This one is called Whimsical, and it looks like that. Very pretty as well. And I'm just using this Kenzie fan brush, grabbing some of that and applying it right on the high points, just like that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is there. It's very pretty. Look at that. I like this highlighter. It's very pretty. And I'm going to apply it on the other side as well. I'm going to put a little bit on the tip of the nose and some on the bridge. For lips, I'm going to be going in with this lip liner right here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Reshape and Resize Lip Liner in the shade Hot Gossip. And for lipstick, I'm really excited because I completely forgot about this lipstick from MAC. I used to be totally obsessed with it, and I'm so happy that I found it in my drawer. This is the MAC's Chatterbox, and it's so pretty. This used to be one of my favorite go-to colors during the summer. So I'm gonna apply that. And that is pretty much it, you guys, but it's such a pretty color. I really used to be obsessed with this, and now that I have it, I think I'm going to start using it a lot more. And that's pretty much it for my makeup, you guys. Now I'm going to go in and set it with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Alright you guys, so this is the final look right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Give this video a big thumbs up. Also please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!